It's been 4 years since this happened, but I remember it as vividly as if it happened last night. Sometimes, when that woman's grotesque face appears in my dreams, I wake up screaming. Even now, as I type this out, goosebumps crawl across my skin and a cold sweat trickles down my back. It was mid-June on a rainy evening. You know those days when the sky never really brightens and the rain just keeps falling, like the world's holding its breath? Yeah, it was one of those days. I was on the veranda, rushing to bring in the laundry before the storm got worse. That's when I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I turned my head. There was a woman standing at the end of the driveway, just in front of my house. At first glance, it looked like she had no head. A short, involuntary scream escaped me. Not loud, just a startled, breathless noise. But when I focused, I realized the truth was somehow even worse. Her head wasn't missing, it was just tilted all the way back. So far back, it looked unnatural, like her head was broken. And her mouth was wide open. She didn't move, she didn't speak. She just stood there, facing the sky. The only sound was the rain. I stood frozen for a full minute, watching her. She never looked at me, never shifted, not even a twitch. I felt cold fear drip down my spine. Something in me knew, don't provoke her. So I quietly continued gathering the laundry, moving as softly as I could. I started walking toward the front door. That's when she snapped her head toward me. My heart stopped. Her face was lit up with this unbelievably joyful expression, but it wasn't normal. It looked stuck, almost like a mask. People smile, and then their face returns to neutral, but hers didn't. She just kept smiling, wide, unblinking, unmoving. It was a smile I can't even begin to describe, the most joyful, most horrifying expression I've ever seen on a human face. Something inside me said, she's not right, she's not safe. But I didn't say a word, I didn't make a sound. I ran. I bolted for the front door, yanked it open, dashed inside, and slammed it shut behind me. Click, I locked it. 3 seconds later, there was a massive bang against the door. I screamed and dropped everything. The laundry scattered everywhere. I collapsed to the floor.
What are you doing?
I screamed. My voice sounded like a terrified child's, but there was no answer, just silence. I remember thinking, how did she get here so fast? I had just shut the door, just seconds ago, and somehow she had reached it and slammed into it with terrifying force. It sounded like a body slam, not just a knock.
I'm calling the police!
I shouted. Still silence. I crept to the window and peeked outside. She was back in the driveway, standing exactly where she had been before. Head still tilted back, face still grinning at the sky. Every now and then, she would twist her body like she was celebrating some private joy. I called the police. They arrived not long after, and they arrested her. I remember one of the officers asking me if I was okay, but I couldn't take my eyes off her. Her face, it was bleeding. Blood was dripping from her nose and forehead. That's when I realized she had slammed her face into my front door. But even with the blood, she was still smiling. I never heard what happened to her. The police never followed up with me. They just took her away. Maybe she was mentally ill. Maybe she was high. I don't know. But I still don't understand why she ran at me like that. And I can't stop thinking, if I hadn't shut that door in time, she would have slammed right into me. I think about that moment every time it rains.